Welcome to This Week This Morning, the weekly video that gets you up to speed on the week's most important developments for your business and your taxes. Puerto Rico is a tax haven for those Americans willing to give up their right to vote and move to the island nation for more than half of the year. But unfortunately, for those who've done this, they're about to find out that it's not that simple. You can't just park yourself there for 183 days a year and call it good. There's more to it. And folks are about to find that out the hard way as the IRS has launched a coordinated campaign with Puerto Rico to audit those U.S. companies and individuals who relocated to Puerto Rico over the past decade. So if you're thinking about moving to Puerto Rico, it would be unwise in this regulatory environment to just try to do the bare minimum to qualify for residency. It's not simply a matter of paying back taxes if the IRS audits you and assesses tax for previous years. There would be substantial penalties and interest on top of potential criminal charges if the IRS believes you were knowingly evading taxes. So a question we get a lot at Dark Horse is, how do I build a case for residency? Admittedly, this question arises due to the fact that the person usually doesn't want to live full-time in the tax haven jurisdiction, whether that is another state or country. So they're usually trying to do the bare minimum to qualify and minimize disruption in their life in their preferred higher tax jurisdiction. Thus, my blanket advice to people is to live like you would live there if you live there full time. Auditors will look at everything, literally everything, to make the assertion that the competing tax jurisdiction is not truly your main residence. Does your family live in the States while you're in Puerto Rico? Is your home bigger and better with your prized possessions in the US? Are you registered to vote in the US still? These are just some of the questions that if you answer yes to, you're gonna find yourself on the wrong end of an audit. You see, there's not a predefined set of criteria that you can just check off and then rest easy that you're in the clear. The determination is based on the facts and circumstances, and auditors will weigh the evidence as a whole with an implicit bend towards proving you wrong. So if you're gonna live there, really embrace living there for the years that you're trying to take advantage of the tax haven. If you try to live the best of both worlds, you're likely gonna find yourself in hot water. And no, I'm not referring to the warm ocean water of Puerto Rico. So let's say you actually do live in Puerto Rico. It's not like you're just not gonna have to ever file a US income tax return for the years that you live there. On the contrary, if you have US sourced income, you're still gonna owe taxes on it just like any other foreign national who earns money in or from the US. Not filing a return when you have US sourced income is gonna put you in hot water too, even if the IRS agrees that you are indeed a resident of Puerto Rico or any other country for that matter. The central point I'm trying to drive home here is that you've gotta understand how much of your income you can legally source to Puerto Rico or any other foreign country for that matter, and the inherent lifestyle sacrifices that you'd have to make to uproot your life to determine at the end of the day if it's truly worth it. My suspicion is that a less rose-colored analysis of this trade-off would lead to less people leaving the US. That's all for now. See you next week.